Yep.
All right, and good afternoon, gamers and fans and adventurers of all ages. Welcome back to another AD&D live stream. Let's get right to it. Last week, the adventurers had entered the depths of Castle Greyhawk, and in it, they had found a great round cistern, which they have just departed into these tunnels here. Now, for my players, can you see the laser pointer moving back and forth there?
Nope.
No. Yeah, I saw a little flash there.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have our redoubtable adventurers, our man-at-arms there, and then a man-at-arms is down on the floor. To your left, as you face the east, so that would, or as you face the west, rather, so that would be to the south, you hear the sound of hobnail boots on the floor. Linric the God Blessed
Yes.
avoided his demise at the hand of the hobgoblins with an unbelievable paean to Fortubo, God of Fortunes. So, sounds coming from the south. As I said, many hobnail boots on the stone floor, and around you lie the corpses of many fallen hobgoblins. What are you doing, adventurers?
I've got a note saying we had.
Alive?
Yeah, I think we had one left alive when we closed out last time.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'll yes, looking at my notes here, yes, there is still one alive. He's fighting on. So we'll start at the top of the rotation, and Volcano God, what is Linric doing?
I think super inspired by his connection to Fortubo, he feels like he's totally had a religious moment and change, so he feels blessed, and it's his calling to slay this remaining foe.
All right. Let's see. James, what are you doing?
I'm going to follow suit and just take a slash at the critter before he gets away.
All right. Ricky and then Vertimelt, what are you guys doing?
My follower is down but stable. We heard hobnailed boots. So I'm gonna take my turn and ask the party here. Are we considering retreating so we can get my man-at-arms to safety, or are we gonna fight on here? As in, after this point.
Once we take care of the last hobgoblin, maybe we can pull back to the cistern.
Okay, so then I will shoulder my my man-at-arms. I have a 16 strength, so I should be able to do that.
Yes, he is light foot, so no issues.
Yeah. And then I will drag him, if at all possible, back around the corner.
Okay.
Alrighty.
My other man-at-arms can try and stab the other hobgoblin.
Gotcha. All right, then. The footfalls are close enough that no special effort is required to hear those footfalls. So why don't we go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll start with Volcano God. Give me a D6 roll, please.
2.
All right. As you're discussing this and shouldering up the man-at-arms, around the corner comes a party of hobgoblins.
Enjoy.
The torch is lit.
That's true.
Man, it looks like a wild party.
And you are not immediately sure how many they are, but they are at least in equal strength to your number.
Okay.
And they They see their dead fellows. They see live adventurers. Oh, yeah, it's weapons out, and they let loose with a hobgoblin-y war cry.
Oh, boy.
They have moved close enough to melee. So let's go ahead and get their rolls in. There are 3 in their front rank, and there are some behind. So this first attack is on James. So
Oh, boy.
that's a miss.
Good.
The next blows to fall will be on Ricky. Also
okay.
a miss. I'm sorry?
No. I didn't think I'd be within reach.
Okay. And finally, let's see. This one is on Vertimelt. What is your armor class?
7.
7. All right. So you are most likely slashed. Let me see here. Let's just have a quick look. And they appear to be armed with broadswords. So let's just get over to that table real quick. See, all those folks complaining about, ooh, I don't want to play 1E. Thaco is not there. You just have to look at a table, people. It's a simple chart. Think of it as an actuary chart. How long will my...
Unless you're dyslexic.
Yeah.
How long will you live or die? And that is a telling blow of 6 points.
Ooh.
Very telling.
Ah!
Are you down?
Lunges forward, draws his blade out, laughs maniacally, and licks your blood off.
Yeah.
You taste good after we cook you for a while. We'll have fun with you in the torture chamber. All right, party. What do?
Well, I guess Cal's going to take his slash whenever his turn comes around.
All right, and let's see. You guys were attacking the one that is also remaining. I'll put a miniature out for him because he's kind of still in that niche. He was not able to escape your wrath.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
All right. Linric said he was attacking that one, so if you wish to do that, go right ahead.
I rolled a 3.
All right. He ducks under your sword blow. Cal, are you attacking one of the onrushing ones, or are you attacking...
No, I was attacking that one as well, and I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1, but I got a +1, so a total of 2.
Okay. All right. Well, fear not. We're not using fumbles and crits.
Good.
So, who's left to attack? The man-at-arms is going to leap to the defense and thrust at one of the ones that just came around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits with his spear.
Yay.
And thrust it right through the heart of the laughing chef,
Good.
who and falls to the floor.
Awesome.
All right, so one of those who was charging is now down. Anybody
I'm
left to
pulling
attack?
back with the follower.
I'm sorry?
I'm pulling back with the follower.
Okay. Alrighty.
Did Fang fall? Is he like seriously injured?
About negative hit points.
Oh no. He's
Oh,
down.
no. So Fang is
He's
down.
dead.
-3.
Oh no.
Oh, Fang. Oh, no. Yeah. So dropped to
Hallelujah.
-3 in a single blow. Fang, we hardly knew ye.
I'll start rolling up the next character while you guys.
All
talk.
right. So yeah, Fang cries out, "They've worsted me!" and drops to the floor.
Dude, like I think Fang was like my favorite character. Like just as like a fan of the show, like objectively, you know.
I'll make the cousin of Fang. He'll come.
All right.
Fang's
Watch
cousin,
as
perfect.
you'll wind up with like a charisma of 18 for Fang's cousin.
Yeah. But it was like different families, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Mom
Isn't that
said,
true?
"I got the looks." Okay. All right. So next round, there are 5 hobgoblins and 4 party members, counting the man at arms. One of the party members has moved back
Okay.
with the in a fireman's carry, the man at arms. So that leaves 5 hobgoblins and 3 characters. Let's start back at the top of the rotation. Linric, still feeling inspired, still feeling godlike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He attacks. Like he's got the faith. The die's gonna roll in his favor.
Okay. And Verdamo still attacking.
Still bleeding.
Yeah, he's down. Remember?
Oh, right. Sorry. Sorry.
He's out.
I'll listen in and roll up.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. So,
Cal will attack this round as well.
okay. Cal and Linric, you are facing 3 hobgoblins. Here, I'll put this. Now, for our viewers and for the players, I've said before that this is not a board game. We are not, we're not counting squares or anything. But if we have it and we can go tactical, we might as well. So you are essentially holding a choke point here. With a hobgoblin here, I'm just going to... May you rest in peace. Dead hobgoblin. Go ahead.
Is there any chance I can hurl a bottle of flaming oil over the heads of the party?
At this distance, it will be a long throw, but you can certainly attempt it.
Does a 17 plus bonuses get it?
Let's see. So you're... I know what armor class you're shooting at. Let me see. That comes down to a 13. What is your dex bonus for missile weapons?
Sadly, 0.
Sadly,
I am a fighter, if
okay.
that helps.
So 13. That might actually just do it for these guys that are rushing forward. They have swords, no shields. Let's check that out. It's a little behind in preparation. Didn't have my monster manual open, and I apologize for that. Oops. Come on now. There we go. All right, that will miss, but if you are in the main Delver Discord, if you do // space oil, it will just do period / oil,
Yep.
and it will tell you whether or not any of that got on him.
3 feet short, right, and 1 damage. Oh boy.
Okay, so he has splashed, and there is now a pool of burning oil that will burn for 2 rounds. The rest of you, as you're standing there getting ready to melee, you hear a whoosh over your heads, and something crashes in front of you, and a conflagration goes up.
Okay.
3 feet short right. It landed right on the hobgoblin that's lying on the floor. So he is providing a merry torch, and the corridor begins to fill up with acrid smoke.
2 of those left.
The hobgoblins cry out in anger and pain as one of them is splashed with a runnel of burning oil. They cannot advance through the burning, or rather, they will not advance through the puddle of burning oil. So that essentially concludes the round. No melee is possible unless you wish to take a full 3 points of burning damage.
Cal's going to draw his bow.
They make space, yeah.
Okay.
Take the opportunity, make space, right?
Yep.
All right. So Cal, you're getting your bow out. You're going to take a bow shot in the next round.
Yeah, I'm also backing into the hallway behind us a little bit there so that we maintain that choke point.
Sure. Now you still on this side of the pool of burning oil. You do still have one hobgoblin. So Linric, you want to take a shot at him in this round? He
Yep,
is still
let's do
able
it.
to be meleeed.
And my follower can too. If
Yes,
he misses.
he will join Linric in the instabulation.
Okay, I got a total of 13 to hit.
Let's see.
Fighter thief.
Fighter thief. Let's see. What's your better to hit is almost certainly your fighter's side. Unfortunately, that is going to miss. Let's roll for the man at arms. And he also misses. So this fellow, let's see, takes a stab back at Linric and does a point of damage to Linric.
Okay.
He's looking nervously over at the flames, kind of edging backwards. So Cal, in the new round, you're going to fire your bow shot. What is Linric going to do in the new round? Continue to melee?
Yes, and I just got a message from work. There's some kind of emergency thing happening. I've got to jump on to. Can I, in the Discord, I can drag in like my character sheet, my current hit points and stuff?
Of course.
I can manage it if you want.
Okay.
Of course.
All right, cool. All right, I'll do that. Sorry, I got to jump in. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it seems important, so I better do it. All right. See you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Understandable. These
I'll try
things
not to
happen.
get you killed.
These are just the exigencies that can happen at a tabletop game, folks. You know, I mean, we're all grown-ups. It's all about real life. We get it. So, you know, you grows up, you take the risks. All right, so Linric will attack in the next round. Cal will fire his bow. And, of course, we will have the man-at-arms attacking. Any more oil being hurled from the back?
Don't see, unless the party really wants me to, I don't see a point. I created the barrier I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm just trying to give us some space. If I had, do I have a clear enough line of sight to where I can drop my follower and use my bow?
No one in your party is engaged in melee, and the conflagration from the hurled oil is still bright enough that it's spoiling any aim past the characters. Basically, the characters are silhouetted against flame. So you don't.
So I don't have any clear shots.
You don't have a clear shot, no.
Okay. Do you guys want me just to try and hurl another one just to keep them at bay, or no? I don't see
Hold off until we see what happens this round, because we still got one more round of fire. So
I'm gonna ready one then, if that's okay.
yeah.
All right, so standing by, readying oil, Cal's firing, man-at-arms fighting, and still Linric fighting. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. And Cal, go ahead and roll initiative for the party.
Oh, okay. Got a 5.
Party will go first. Missile fire goes first. Take your shot. It is short range, so no penalties.
Okay. Got a 16.
A 16 will hit. You put a cloth yard shaft right through him.
Watch out, guys. Cats are attacking here. Let me bring up, let's see, what is that, 1d8?
For a bow shot, no,
1d6.
it's 1d6.
1d6, yeah. Oh, I got a 6 plus my strength bonus plus 1.
No strength
7.
bonus on the
Oh,
bow.
I thought we got that on strength.
No.
Never mind. I was thinking different.
Okay.
But I do I get the bonus for the giant size?
That's only in melee for rangers and
Okay.
AD&D.
All right. Okay.
You
Okay.
do, however, put an arrow in one of them because you hear a hobgoblin scream and a thud, and the flames are
Excellent.
starting to gutter now. They will be gone at the end of the next round, but you can clearly see now another hobgoblin is down.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead and knock him down. And there are 3 goblins still onrushing down the hall. The party is standing fast. The goblins... All right, I know what they're going to do in this round. The remaining 3 goblins are turning to beat feet, but there's still one over here, and hopefully my laser pointer is working. Over in the corner here near Linrick,
Okay, now.
still
Yeah.
fighting on, and the fighting man is still fighting him. So if someone wants to roll for Linrick, that's fine, or I can do it, but I'm rolling for the fighting man.
Nat 20.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So I presume that hits.
Yes. No question.
And that's what, D6 damage?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure. I got to look at. Oh no, Mark lost his
Mm,
connection.
Yeah.
Where else I would have asked Mark to do it.
Yeah, it looks like the Discord is screwing up. I believe that Linrick was using a short sword, so it's going to be a D6.
Conservative estimate, D6. If we're wrong, we're wrong. 6 damage, plus we'll assume no bonuses, I guess.
All right.
Is that enough to drop him?
Yes, that is, and 6 points of damage is plenty to drop him. So that hobgoblin goes down. You can see in the flames that are subsiding now, the hobgoblins are beating a hasty retreat back to the south.
Do I have enough range for another shot to take one more out as they're running?
Basically they're around. Well, you get 2 shots with your bow, so yeah, you can fire your second shot.
Okay. 19.
That will hit another one.
Damn it. Another 6.
Okay.
That's why bows are so useful in AD&D.
Yeah.
And well, it's kind of immaterial, but you've slain another
good point.
hobgoblin.
Maybe that'll make them think twice before coming back after us later.
Flaming oil be damned. Those 2 are fleeing hastily.
Excellent.
So your half-orc friend is no more, and I'm sorry, I just lost power on one of the lights. Let me just switch this over here. Hang on 1 second, guys.
No problem.
Can we try and, as party, can we try and bring his body back as well? At least we can give him a respectful burial.
I was going to drag him back into the cistern at the very least right now.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
Give the hobgoblins a chance to collect their dead, but that's fine.
All right. Well, we're gonna let's see. I just wanted to give Mark some encouragement since he's over. His only communication with us right now is through YouTube, sadly.
Yeah.
but I messaged him, and hopefully he can be able to participate. So, these are the exigencies sometimes, guys. You know, you have a great game planned out, and
Things fall apart.
things fall apart. You know, this can happen whether you're face to face and you got, you know, somebody is like, oh yeah, I'm all about the game, and then they can't join. Hey, there he is.
Come back.
We have his user AV at least. All right, so all
Cal's
right,
dragging-
good to see you. So
Cal's
the party.
dragging thing back to the cistern, and he's going to fish out the potion of healing that he had stashed in his pouch.
I was wondering if it was going to remember that.
Well, before we bury him, we may as well pick his pockets. Because if
Yeah.
I can pull any arrows off him, etc., I could use a few more.
All right,
I've
well,
got a whole equipment list here. I could give you. What do you want?
you've got a sword, armor.
I guess just paste it in chat.
Yeah,
We'll pay through it.
Yeah,
I'll give
I think
your
they
armor
will
to
type up on my list, but sure. You
Well,
probably want
like,
my
I'll
money
give, like,
first, right?
I want to give like your armor to my one standing man at arms. You know, here's your bonus. That kind of thing.
I'll put the main points
Yeah,
in the
That's
chat
all.
here.
the useful things.
All right. So the hobgoblins don't seem to be returning as you've retreated out into the main cistern. And I will, for our viewers, I will pan the camera over if you guys will give me just a moment.
Can we, well, we're gonna be going up and down these ropes with those dead hobgoblins there. Is there any chance I can get a hold of one or two of their swords, etc.? I'm not really picking pockets. I'm just looking to scoop a couple of them up.
Now, for both our viewers and our players both, you might notice that to the north, hey, there's a mapping error. We're going to clip through the map if we go north. Just a word to DMs who would set up terrain and so forth. A lot of times you might not have the room, the time, or the terrain to completely build out everywhere the party could possibly go. My first level of Castle Greyhawk would fill the entire studio space I'm in. I'd have to move all the furniture out and set it up on the floor. And I wouldn't have room for the cameras unless I just stood them at random in the dungeon terrain. And I probably wouldn't have enough dungeon terrain to build it all. You can't really predict where the players are going to go. So the best thing you can do is build neat looking stuff, whether you hand make your terrain. And I'm going to do a video on that one day. I'm going to do a little crafting video on making your own. Because don't think you have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on Dwarven Forge for a cool looking tabletop experience. But also, you've got to remember there's other game prep to do. I mean, this little set that I've done, not the areas that you can see now, but the areas under the Fog of War Black Cloths, took me from about 9 o'clock until about 10 minutes before time to start. So just remember, there's other planning to be done. So back at the center cistern, the hobgoblins are not rushing forward. You have a passage to the north, a door to the west, and a passage to the east. You have looted the orc fighter assassin's corpse. You have a stabilized man-at-arms. And some of you are slightly nicked up. Linric is tying a bandage around the slash that he took. So what will you do, guys?
I honestly think that we should just call it beat a retreat for a little while, let my men-at-arms rest, recover what hit points we can, and bury our dead comrade here, and go from there. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
All right, and as luck would have it, nothing comes looking for you.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah. So as we go and so haul our way up these ropes, can I run back and grab just a couple of the hobgoblin swords, etc.?
If you wish to, that's certainly a thing you can do.
Do we need rolls to climb up to haul our unconscious and dead friends up these ropes, or no?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So are you, before you do that, are you gonna go back and roll the dead hobgoblins?
I'm not actively I'm not going to pick their pockets or anything. I'm just looking to literally scoop up a cloven helm, a couple of blades. That's it.
All right.
So yeah, I'll sprint
I'm gonna go
over.
back and kind of keep an eye out for things, anything that might pop out. I'll have my bow ready.
Alrighty.
I can't imagine it'll take. I don't think it'd take much more than a minute. You know.
Yeah, just to pick things up off the floor. Cal, away to the
Yes.
south, you hear angry hobgoblin voices. They're not in the immediate area that you can see, lit by the flickering torch that was on screen when we were panned over into the hobgoblin area. But you can definitely hear them. And make a note on your character sheet, by the way. Your character has acute hearing. That gives you a percentage chance to hear
Footsteps, etc.
yeah,
Okay.
not as well as a thief, but you do have it. Now that's a little something that oft gets overlooked, DMs in AD&D is the ability for characters to have acute hearing. Unlike a thief's trained ear, though, acute hearing can be lost. Explosions, power words, that sort of thing can deafen the person with acute hearing. If they're, have an ear pressed to a door or a wall or what have you. So be aware.
Okay. I'm gonna let my elf friend here know that there are some angry sounds coming from the south. We need to move on out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, let's go.
They're not enthusiastically angry. It's more like, do you speak Hobgoblin?
I believe I don't. Let me check my character here.
I speak goblin, etc.
Goblin versus Hobgoblin is like German and Dutch. They're common enough that you can pick up the general concepts.
I speak both goblin. I speak goblin, orcish, and hobgoblin.
Oh, okay.
well as
No,
goblin.
I don't speak hobgoblin.
Okay,
I
well,
do have goblin, but that's it.
You're not sure what's being said, but it does sound like some kind of an argument. And there's the sounds of pushing and shoving. So,
Okay.
I'm not going down hall. You go. I'm not going down the hall. There's just 3 of them. There were just 3 of them, and they cut 5 of us down.
Okay.
You not count. They only cut down 3. They not get us all. Then fine, you go in front. That sort of thing. So you make it back to the cistern after just a moment to grab some bits and pieces. And we'll check one more time, but nothing comes looking for you. And
Okay.
you're able to belay out of the dungeon on various chains and ropes that are hanging down. And
Okay.
you find yourself a mere, 15 minutes after you had descended, back out in the fresh light of day. You never thought this foreboding, ominous-looking courtyard in Castle Greyhawk would be refreshing and welcoming, and yet here you are. A single crow sits atop the battlements, and when you're all kind of standing there, it lets out a call of mocking laughter.
I take a stone off the ground and use my sling and try to knock him off the wall.
Give me a 2-hit roll.
I got a
Probably an
6.
avatar,
Got a
probably an
6.
avatar of some god. You want to be careful.
Yeah, it watches your stone sail past far away disinterestedly, and then leans forward again.
Knocks us off. Okay. We'll, I guess, retreat back to the longhouse and try to lick our wounds, I guess.
Alrighty.
As much as I hate the 15-minute adventuring day, it's all we can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, at first level, you can't really be blamed for wanting to. So nothing untoward came sniffing around your lodge there. Everything is as you left it those long 45 minutes or so ago.
We get a fire going in the fireplace and get the man-at-arms resting comfortably and give him some rations. Let him start healing up a bit. We'll drag Fang out somewhere and bury him in a ditch.
All right.
That's the reason. That's the reason I grabbed the weapons. I'll clean and strip the half orc. Even though he is a half orc, I'll at least give him a proper burial. Break the weapons of his enemies over him, tie him in knots, throw him in the grave with him.
Nice.
That kind of thing. That's why I went back for it.
All right.
So,
I thought you were looking for loot to sell on the used weapons market back in the city of Greyhawk.
No, hell no. No.
All right. So, appropriately arrayed to meet Hextor or whatever he worshipped, you find you find a low spot in the ground that doesn't require too much more clearing to bury him in a shallow grave at least, and heap some stones on him, and there lies Fang. Do you put a marker or just leave the cairn?
I guess we could put a broken sword or something sticking up out of the ground. Something, I don't know.
All this is going to be very surprising to my Monday night group if they ever come back to this place. Dead half-orc. What the hell happened at our vacation home? All right, so some time passes. The man-at-arms comes out of his coma, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He is grateful to you all for not leaving him in that horrible place. So, Mark, do you have a character ready to go?
I rolled up some stats. I could make it a character as we go. I'm guessing a cleric.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. A wandering holy man approaches your lodgement and knocks on the door.
A priest of Fortubo who had a vision of a small gentleman who was graced by his god.
There you go.
This small gentleman. He had a vision a few days ago. I'm sure of what it was.
Fortubo said, "Go there or don't."
Doesn't matter to me, but do what you want.
Fortubo pulled out his cosmic die and said, "I think you should go to that lodgement over there near Castle Greyhawk," and so you have.
Do first level clerics get spells in AD&D?
Oh yes, yes, first level clerics. So what is our cleric's wisdom?
A 17.
17. Nice. So that is
so he gets bonus.
Yeah, that's 2 bonus first level spells.
Yeah.
So you can lay down some potent magic there for a first level party.
Yeah.
And there's your
Hey,
cure
that's
for the
fun.
15-minute adventuring day, guys.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I didn't roll the stats to be a cleric, or else I would have.
Right on. All right, so introduce yourself, Cleric of Fortubo.
You're putting me on the spot. I have to come up with a name. It short. Crap. Older gentleman, kind of frail looking, not very strong. So he's wearing light armor at most. I haven't figured out his equipment, so please bear with me. But he comes in. Maybe he's dressed like a friar, so he's got that sort of brown cassock and the little rope thing, and what's it called, tonsure. It's like, you are here. Yo, the short one, as he turns to Leonard. Whose presence was foretold to me. Fortubo shines on you. I have come to protect you.
All right, Linric's eyes grow
days ago,
wide.
I was given a vision.
Okay, Cal's going to be a little wary of this guy. He just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I have average, slightly above average charisma, so, keep that in mind.
Okay, well, that's completely opposite of what you're playing for.
Yeah, I called it. Did I not call it?
I'm not at 18. I'm just at 12, which is like just a little above average.
Okay.
Yeah, that's worlds beyond the half
Yeah,
orc.
much better than that.
Yeah. So
but there is someone hurt.
Several of us are hurt.
And who is just
Several.
barely. Well, there's Limerick. I have to heal him.
Yeah.
But
Linric has
let's
taken
say for
8
today,
points of damage.
I will minister to him.
All right.
And why not? I'll blow a spell, because what am I doing? What else am I doing? Cure light wounds on him. Ping.
All right. So that is roll 1d8 to see how many points Linric gets back.
3.
Hey.
All right. Fortubo smiles on Linric.
Would cure light wounds help the men at arms become more able to move around at the moment? I'm not sure how you do you went negative but came back.
Okay, so the cure light wounds will he is out of his coma. He was dropped to 0, to exactly 0. So he was knocked unconscious, put in a coma, but he was not at death's door. So this is a house rule, guys. You won't find this in the Dungeon Master's Guide for AD&D. But my house ruling on this is if you're brought to exactly 0, you are unconscious. You can bleed out. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to if your party intervenes, but you are not under the I must now rest for a week because I was brought to -2. So if you get him on his feet, he will be good to go. So
I could heal him. I could heal him to get him up to full hit points. You're saying?
Yes, that is correct. You can roll a d8, and he is a fighting man, so he has 1 to 6. So
I will also bestow the blessings of Fortubo on him.
all right, roll a d8.
Poor guy only got 1 point.
Okay.
Sometimes it's Fortubo. Sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, so sometimes it just doesn't work that way. So you have, and this is a dry, comfortable space you're staying in. It's basically a house. It's a long house. So treat it as an appropriate place to rest. It's as clean as you guys want to make it. You will gain a hit point back from resting here. If this was a mere rough camp, you would not. But as you are up off the cold, damp ground, and it is cold and damp.
So real talk, guys, while we rest here, I'm going to give 10 of the gold from our dead compatriot to our new compatriot as a thank you. as far as the rest of that, that would leave us with 48 gold, 10 silver, 8 copper. I plan on distributing the silver and copper amongst my men-at-arms, if that's okay. Because I would like to ensure their loyalty. As far as the gold goes, we have 48. Do we just want to split that? Does anybody particularly want it or what? I'd like the daggers, if that's okay. That way I have something I can just hurl at people's heads. If that way, if I can't if I get caught in the whole fireman's carry thing again, you know what I mean?
You guys can split the gold all you want. Cal's not too interested in gold at this point.
You want cash?
Are you an actual first edition Dungeons & Dragons player and not want the gold?
It's from a dead companion. I don't want to take a gold from my dead companion. Come on.
Fang shakes his head. It's in the afterlife.
You want half?
I don't want any.
No. The other we are missing a compatriot.
Oh, Lenric.
I think Lenric.
Ghost.
I think we can agree that Limerick would say yes.
Yeah,
okay,
he probably would.
Somebody tell Limerick that he gets 24 gold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the other 24 for myself, if only so I can buy more oil, etc. Because hurling oil at people is expensive.
Now I will point out this is a first edition AD&D game. GP equals XP.
Yeah.
So just
even if you take it off your dead companions.
No, not if you take it off your dead companions.
Well, but the other was an encounter that we were, and so pause game teaching experience, right?
Right.
So we, as players, thinking about this from a teaching experience here, we did not raid those hobgoblins. Yes, we could have picked their pockets and gained maybe an extra 10 experience points. However, we would have only gained maybe an extra 10 experience points. And, right, there was an entire other group of them about to come kick our ass. So it literally, you have to weigh gold versus risk, right?
Yeah.
And that was not, once we get in one of those big rooms, maybe, sure. So let's talk about that. Do we want to fast forward resting for 4 days or 2 days or whatever, so we're all back up to full with clerical healing spells, or what?
Well, I'm only down 3 points right now because of the being able to rest in the longhouse. So I'm good at the moment. I've got 8 points left. But I could deal with the remainder. Yeah, if we want to stay for another day or so.
Mr. Cleric Fancy Pants, do you have how many times can your god bless us with his divine regeneration?
3 boons a day.
3 boons? Okay, so that was
Up
2
to.
boons. Up to 3 boons? Okay, so if that was 3 boons, could we then trust that, say, after tomorrow, we could just take a couple of rolls, be healed, and then the next day we can go back to our mapping? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Does that DM does that fly with the cleric though, or is that abuse of the godly power of his godliness?
No, the cleric for first level spells it requires 4 hours of rest and meditation and so on, and then he regains the ability to cast the spells. And you guys can divide up your time however you wish.
Cool, so we can get back in it literally tomorrow with everybody at full hit points.
Exactly so.
So let me roll back a little bit. Something I had noticed on Fang's character sheet. How much food does everyone have? We took a few days to get here, and now we're in an empty longhouse. How are we feeding ourselves? Maybe I'm getting too picky about minutia.
No, not at all.
I think we requested ample supplies from the provender before we left the city. I believe. I thought we asked for some rations.
I have
Fang was carrying a week's worth, and so we've already gone at least halfway through that.
Yeah.
And it's going to take us 2 days to get back to the tavern, remember the last inn or whatever it was called.
Correct.
Just a thought.
I have
Well,
6 days. I have 6 days left. Because I came in with almost 2 weeks rations.
For your men-at-arms as well?
I presume the men-at-arms were providing their own.
Okay.
And I can always hunt. So, I mean,
That is one thing we could do, right? You're a ranger, I'm an elf. We could just go get ourselves a deer.
yeah.
And of course,
Or
if you're
another
not
of those
picky,
big
there's a
monsters.
perfectly good half orc outside.
Yeah. Good meat
I
on that one.
Yeah, right. I just buried him. I'm not gonna dig him up.
How do you guys like
much
your
work.
ribs?
It's a whole new meaning to baby back.
Yeah, so
Okay,
there's the question of the day for audience, for players, for anyone who's watching this video later. Is it cannibalism if you kill a minotaur and make steaks?
Yes.
Is it beef or is it person meat? Think about that and put your answer
Depends
in
on
the
the
comments
part.
below.
Could just eat his tongue, the cow tongue.
I like cow tongue.
Anyway,
I'd like my cow tongue to go. How do you want it to go?
oh,
Okay, I guess I'll do out on a hunting trip for whatever I can find in the area.
Okay, now, as a ranger, you are aware that the lodgement, the sounds of the coming and going and the smoke and whatnot, that has, it's created an impact on the surrounding environment, your sudden presence there again. So, you're going to have to, you're going to have to travel maybe a half mile away from this place, possibly more, to find big game. There's always squirrels and small birds and whatnot. But if you really want something, you can, the whole party can eat on for a week's stay or something like that. A deer, a wild pig, something like that. You'll have to traipse out into the marshes.
Well, we could go back and carve up that lacrata.
Yeah, right.
Some
It's
of
not
it
that
back.
old. It's not that old.
We got the head. We could eat the brain.
I need.
And
the
that's
rest
when
of
I
it,
introduced the
that'd be
characters
fine.
into prion diseases.
I'll try to see if I can pick up any tracks of any large game
All right.
that has wandered close within the last few days.
Okay, so taking your tracking abilities into consideration and all, you do not find anything. There's only really your footprints around the immediate few hundred yards around the lodgement, and nothing finds you. So.
Good.
Do you want to spend more of the day? We're assuming that this is the next morning that you're doing this hunting.
Question to the DM:
Yes.
Can I aid the ranger at all? Give him a bonus, increase his percent chance.
Not
Whatever.
no. I mean, you can aid the ranger in that you can accompany him and take shots at any game with your bow. Also, but as far as tracking, no.
Figured I'd ask.
Okay. Do we want to push it a little further out, or do we want to just try to get some small game and kind of mix that in with what we've already got?
I mean, 3 squirrels to a person, it's not bad.
And Lenrich's not going to eat that much.
That's like a squirrel and a half, maybe a squirrel.
Yeah.
I grew up eating squirrel. It's fine.
Okay. We'll just try to
I'm joking.
bag a few small game in the area.
All right.
And head back to camp.
So without going any further, you can spend the rest of the day picking off the unwary squirrel or partridge or something like that, and fill a game bag with a couple of days of game meat.
Okay.
And fortunately, nothing, no wandering monster encounters happen while you're outside.
Good.
All right. And Let's see. Now, let me ask you guys something. This is. I always trip myself up on this. Did we check for secondary skills? Did I tell you guys about any secondary skills your characters might have?
I rolled up Forester
That's right.
for our secondary skill.
I did not.
You did not.
Fang
Okay.
ultimately had 0 secondary skills, surprisingly.
All right. What is your cleric's name?
Oh, I still haven't come up with a name yet. Don't put me on the spot. Give me till next week at least.
All right.
Bob.
His name is Bove. With his brother Bove.
Yeah.
All right.
For those of you who have seen The Bard's Tale, you will get that reference.
Don't think I've seen that one so far.
Good game. Really good game. Actually, good series of games.
All right. So 42. So the elf has masonry and carpentry, and also, let's see, farmer and gardener.
Hey,
Word.
you plant some radishes up here.
And the good padre.
Masonry, carpentry, farmer, gardener.
Yes. The good padre is a hunter fisherman of the hook and line variety.
There we go.
He's a fisher of men.
Yes.
Or gnomes in this case.
Yes. And I can honestly not remember if Linric had any secondary skills. So I will reach out to Rusty and we will proceed apace, as Gary would say it. So we are at the bottom of the hour now, gentlemen, and the party, just to wrap up for the audience, the party has dallied a little bit in Castle Greyhawk, given some hobgoblins better than they got at the cost of one of their party members, but then met a friendly wandering holy man who may be able to lend a little bit of god power to their adventuring. A badly wounded man-at-arms is now back on his feet, and given the amount of money that you've lavished on them, yeah, their loyalty has increased appropriately.
Excellent.
So any future morale checks will reflect that. So before we go, for our players or for anyone in our audience, are there any questions, any comments, criticisms, and negative, nasty remarks?
When we get back next week and go back to adventuring, will we all be fully healed at that time?
I'm asking the cleric, did you cast healing spells on more of the injured after resting?
Yeah, I think the plan was, came up on one day, I cast healing spells. The next day there was hunting, and I stayed at the hut and cast healing spells to make sure everyone was healed up.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Yes, the answer is yes. Everyone will be healed up. And
Thanks.
Okay.
now, because I don't want to make any assumptions, are you then resting a third day to gain spells to use in the dungeon so you don't go in empty-handed?
You
Definitely.
only just 4 hours, right?
Well, yeah, day in quotation marks.
Yeah.
So I figured we went into the dungeon, Fang died. Next day, hunting and healing. Third day, we go back in the dungeon.
Yes.
After you've rested and yeah.
Yeah, so we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week, the party re-enters Castle Greyhawk Dungeons. What will they find? A bunch of angry hobgoblins holding protest signs? Or is the entire dungeon nothing but a cavernous 2-mile deep, 1-mile wide mimic that will just swallow them? Oh, and Mr. Grooves has a comment. He has a couple of fun comments. I cast Burger Storm. That Burger Storm would be Meteor Swarm, wouldn't it? And Also, his girlfriend implores you feed the cat. So
He's wanting outside. That's the problem.
all right. So thank you to my game group. We're sorry. We're sorry we missed. We missed Rusty for a good chunk of it. I hope you guys had fun. I hope the audience enjoyed this. I will be back tomorrow evening with my Australian co-host Kyle Schuant, and we'll fix all the problems in the world, gaming and otherwise related. You guys have a wonderful day. And once again, thank you all. Peace.
Thank you, Bill.